Hello and welcome to another Interprise UK plugins demonstration. Today I'm going to go through a newish plugin that we've got, which is the landed cost plugin. I've already applied it to the database, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview of how it works. In here we've got a menu option which allows me to set the parameters of the landed cost. So I've got a couple of different options of how I can actually add landed costs to the cost of my items. The first is I can enter a specific amount when I either receive the GRN or bill, and this can be apportioned either by value or weight of the item lines. The second type is a global percentage, which is basically I enter a percentage and then across the board for this particular supplier, and that percentage will just be added onto all those item lines. And the final option is item specific percentage, which basically means each item has its own percentage that will uplift the cost. So if the cost is a fiver and we've got 10%, then we'll add 50 pence to each of the items. The landed cost control account is basically, if we put the landed cost plugin onto the bill, a journal gets produced, and the other side of the journal to the inventory control account will be this account we put here. And so that we can account for it correctly, what we'll do is we'll put this account in the same group as the standard cost variance. Okay, let's just go into to inventory. What I've done is I've created a couple of items. Okay, standard cost 1 and standard cost 2. Just to give it these new items that I've just recently created, just to demonstrate how this plugin works. And what we've got is on each of them we've got a cost of a fiver of the standard cost. Okay, let's go and put a GRN on. We'll start with a PO. Make it nice and easy. Okay, we'll add our item lines. Okay, so we've got 10 of those. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll actually increase the cost price of the second item line, so we can see how it ratios the actual landed cost across the item lines. Okay, we'll just quickly receive these items. I'm going to do it on the GRN as well. That's where I've entered my plugin. So here we are, we've got our GRN that we're about to receive. We've got our costs of £5 and £10 and 10 on each. On our landed cost plugin that we've got here, I can enter my amount, so obviously it's defaulted to specific values, which I'm going to enter here, and I'm going to distribute it by value, but I could change these on the fly if I wanted. So what we do, I think we'll add £100. I mean, if I added duty insurance, it would just sum it all up. So you know, but to keep it nice and simple, I just do it for 100. If I now save this, what's happening is obviously what would normally happen, which is my GRN journal. But the additional thing that we've added with this plugin is if we now go and look at our standard cost on one of these items, what we'll find it's been changed and uplifted. So that's £8.33. Now how that's been calculated, and you'll notice also I've got an entry to say who's done it and what it was before. How that's worked that out is it said, okay, obviously we've got 0 in stock at the minute because I haven't received any before. So the existing stock is a 0. So we've got 10 items coming in at a fiver. So that's £50, so divided by 10, that would be a fiver. But obviously we've got this landed cost element. Now the landed cost was £100, and it's split across £150 worth of value, of which 50 of it was standard cost 1. So essentially it should be getting £33.33. So if we add that on to the actual total amount, that's £83.83 divided by 10. And we got £8.33. Now what we find on standard cost 2 is it'll be more than that, because the value was a tenner. We'll actually find it's actually £16.67, because it's £5 plus £66, which is obviously a total of £116.67 divided by 10. Now it works like an average cost, the standard cost. So what it does, it looks at what's in stock. So if I now do another GRM for those amounts, we'll keep it nice and simple this time. We'll do the standard, just do it for standard cost 1. Okay, we're going to put 10 in. So that means we're now going to have 20 in stock. We'll still keep it at a fiver. Okay, and we'll do another £100. Okay, so that basically means, sorry, we'll do it at 50. That'll make the items £10 each. So now what we've got is that these items are actually coming in at a tenner. So our existing average cost is £8.33 times by 10. That's £83 plus another £100, which takes us 183 divided by 20, and that will give us our new standard cost. Go back to our standard cost. So I expect it to be somewhere around about the it's £9. So what that proves is, what it's doing is it's just using the standard cost like a rolling average all the time. Obviously we're not using average cost because that's already doing its average. So that what that means is when we actually do our orders for that particular item, what we'll find is the cost that's been used, because obviously the standard cost item is now £9.17, obviously the uplifted cost. So from a profitability report, when we're looking at our our profit statements for, based on sales order invoice, it would have a cost that is inclusive of the landed cost. Anyway, thanks ever so much for your time. That brings us to the end of the landed cost demonstration.